All right, so these were the instructions. So by now y'all should have got your data in on your 15 to 20 people. And what I'm going to show you how to do today, I'm going to get my mean, median, mode, my range, my 5-number summary, and my standard deviation. And then I'll actually make a pie chart for you, okay? So this is all the data we needed to get. So I'm going to share my screen. So I put all my data in an Excel file. So let me grab that. All right, y'all. So my X values over here under column A were for how many hours people spent studying a week for my class. I had 19 responses. So I added some of y'all's with some of my other class so that I'd get more data. So I had 19 pieces of data. So they want you to break them into bins. And so the bins, you just want to make up number ranges to sort of separate your data. Okay. So on my bins, since I basically am going from probably 0 hours, my high was 20 hours. So I made my bins go every 3 hours. So I did 0 to 3 hours, 4 to 6, 7 to 9, 10 to 12, and then I did 13 to 20. 20 is the highest I needed because that was my highest number, okay? So what I'm going to do for the frequency here is count how many of these are in between 0 and 3. Now I'm going to show you a trick. Y'all watch this. I'm going to put all these numbers in order from small number to large number. So I'm going to highlight this column. Up here, I'm going to hit home. And if you see over here on the right side, you see this A to Z. That puts your stuff in order. So I'm going to click on the A to Z and bring up the little arrow down here. So I'm going to sort them from smallest to largest. Now, if you want to, you can sort them from largest to smallest. But I'm going to sort from smallest to largest. And y'all watch my numbers. I got 6, 4, 4, 7, 8, and so on. When I click that, I'm just going to go with my current selection. So I'm going to, and then hit enter. So my numbers are now in order: 2, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6s, 7s, 8s, 10, 12, and 20. So I'm gonna count how many are between 0 and 3. And y'all, I've only got one number between 0 and 3, so I'm gonna put a 1 there. So 4 to 6, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them were between 4 and 6. All right, y'all, let me let one in real quick. All right, 11 of them between 4 and 6. Between 7 and 9, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 values between 7 and 9. 10 and 12, I had 1, 2 values. And then for my 13 to 20, I had 1 value. All right, so that's my frequencies of each of these happening. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make my pie chart real quick. So what I do is I highlight the 2 columns I need my pie chart for. And then this will bring a pie chart on what percent each one has, okay? So you're highlighting your data. I'm going to go to the insert. So click insert. And then over here, you see some different charts. I'm just going to do a pie chart. So I'm going to hit enter on my pie chart and then click the picture. So now when I bring this up here, it's got my data 0 to 3 hours was the dark blue. 4 to 6 is the orange. 7 to 9 was my green area. Light blue was my 10 to 12. And then my 13 to 20 was the 1 purple. So y'all, that's all I need on your frequencies. Just make me a little chart. Now, if you want to go a little further on that, you can actually make the frequencies look like a percentage. Okay? And to do that, I would take how many I had and divide by the total number of data points I had, and then multiply by 100. So for that one, I would do 1 divided by 19, and then multiply by 100. Y'all, that would give me 5.3. And then the next one, I would do 11 divided by 19 times my 100. That would give me 57.9. All right, this one would be 4 divided by 19 times my 100. Gives me 21.1. All right, y'all, 2 divided by 19 times my 100 gives me 10.5. And y'all, finally, my 1 divided by 20, that gave me what? 5.3. All right, so now you could mark this down using the frequencies if you want to, and you can mark which ones had, like, you know, now that this one and this one both had 5.3%. So you could label them, and it's actually telling you, look, when I give you the value down here, now it's rounded it off to the nearest percent, 5. That one, if you highlight on it, is 5. The blue one is 11, which they're rounding up that 10.5. This one was 21%, which was my 7 to 9. And then this one was 58%, so they rounded that 57.9 to a 58, okay? So if you wanted to put percentages on, you can. And then if you wanted to list, you can come in here and instead of frequency, you could put number of hours study. And then it sort of shows you, you know, when I hover on it, 58% of them were orange, which was between, say, 4 and 6 hours and all that fun stuff, okay? All right, so let's work on mean, median, and mode. So the mean is the average. So I'm going to put equals here. So I want the average of these numbers right here. So y'all, what you do, you go up here to where it says formulas. Well, so let me clear that out. I don't want that in yet. So I want to go to formulas. So before I highlight everything, I'm going to formulas. I'm going to go over here to where it says more functions. Click that and go to statistical. On statistical, we want the average. So I'm going to click average. And then I'm going to come over here and highlight my first column of data. So this is saying they're going to do from A3 to A21. It's going to get me my mean, which is my average. So y'all want to hit OK. So my average of all this data was y'all spend about 6.7 hours studying a week for my class. Now the median, I'm going to put equals. I'm going to go to my formulas, and over here on more functions, I'm going to click that. I'm going to go statistical, and it's actually got median in here. So click on median, and then come over here and highlight that data. This will tell me what my middle values are. So I'm going to hit enter. And my middle value was 6 hours. Now, y'all, the mode, you got to come over here and physically look at it. And we're looking for the number that happens the most. So the 4 happens 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. The 5, 2, the 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the number that happened the most for me was my 4. So 4 will be my mode. And then the range. The range is the difference from your highest number, which is 20, minus your smallest number, which is 2. So my range would be 20 minus 2, which would be 18. So my data covers a range of 18 number places in between that 2 and that 20, okay? All right, y'all, so that's step 3. So now we're going to do our 5-number summary. And the 5-number summary is the low value, the lower quartile, the median, the upper quartile, and the high value. Well, y'all, my low value was the 2. And I'm going to come down here and put my high value. My high value was the 20. So notice that range right here, 18, is the difference between your high value and your low. So first I'm going to get my median. So the median is the middle number. So y'all, I had 19 numbers. So my middle number would be the 10th one. So we need to count down 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My 10th number is a 6. And then notice I got 9 on this side and 9 on that side, okay? So to get my lower quartile, I find the middle of my bottom 9 numbers. So let's highlight them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so of them 9 numbers on the lower quartile, I'm looking for the middle number. So that'll be the 5th number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My lower quartile is a 4. Now, to find the upper quartile, I find the median of the bottom 9. So let's highlight them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this 6 was my median of all the data. Up here, I took the median of these 9 and got a 4. The median of these 9 will be the 5th number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is a 7. So y'all, that's the 5-finger number. And it's just a bunch of medians, which are the middle numbers, okay? Other than your low value and your high value. All righty. Then we wanted to get our standard deviation. So this is going to equal, and y'all, I'm going to go get my formula, come up here to more functions again. I'm going to go to statistical, and I'm going to come down. Now they got standard deviation P, standard deviation S. I'm just going to get the S, so I'm going to hit standard deviation because this is my sample. Now, guess what? We're going to highlight our numbers again from 2. Whoops. Let me cancel that. Let me start that over. I got my numbers messed up. All right, so equals standard deviation with the S, and then highlight your numbers. So 2 to 20. All right, so it's giving me my A3 to A21 in that column. So y'all hit enter. and my standard deviation is around 3.9, which is almost 4 hours. So y'all, what's this data telling me? And remember, this is the number of hours studied a week. So it's telling me that on average, y'all are spending 6.7 hours or so studying. And then remember, my median is the middle. So 6 was about the halfway point on the hours. My mode is 4. So the people that spent 4 hours studying was the most of my data. And then my range was 18 hours from my lowest person at 2 to my highest person at 20 hours. Okay. And that's basically what the 5 number summary is telling me. Okay. That I had a low of 2, a high of 20. My middle was 6. Well, we got that up here, right? Our median was 6. So the 5 number summary is just a basic repeat of that median. Of my people that spent less than 6 hours, on average, they spent 4 hours. That's the lower quartile. And then on my people that spent more than 6 hours studying, my upper quartile, they spent on average 7 hours. So the one that had 20 would almost be what we would call an outlier. Because that 20 is a lot higher than my other highest was what, 12? So that's 8 hours more, y'all. So that 20 is throwing my data off a little bit and making my average a little higher here. Let me show you the effects that the 20 has on my data if that 20 wasn't here. So let me show you the mean. Let's do the mean of my first 18 data points instead of my whole thing. So I'm going to go to stats, I'm going to go to average, and I'm going to do it from the 2 to the 12. Mess my numbers up again. Let me try that again. So this will equal the average from 2 to 12. All right, y'all, when I hit enter, all right, so Griffin, on your question, the thing about that is you're only going to get 2 answers. You're either going to get a text or a phone call. What I would do on that maybe ask people something like, how many times do you text a day versus, something like that. You need something where you can get some number values out of those, okay? So yeah, I would probably do something like, how many times do you text a day, blah, blah, blah. So woo, you can get high numbers on that or probably low numbers. All right, good job. So y'all see what that one number, that 20, what it did to my data. My average would have been about a 5.9 with all my data, which would be about halfway between that 12 and 0. But because of that 20, it threw my average all the way up to a 6.7 almost, okay? So that's what we want you to sort of look at on this. What's the standard deviation mean? Well, the standard deviation means if my mean is 6.6, then by subtracting that 3.9 from 6.6 and adding it to the 6.6, that gives me how much of my data is in that range. And if y'all remember the bell curve stuff y'all were looking at, that means most of my data would be within one standard deviation of that mean. So that'd be like what, 70 something percent of your data, okay? So y'all average 6.8 or 6.7 hours studying, give or take 4 hours almost. So anywhere from 2 to 10 is y'all basic stuff, okay? And y'all, you can tell I had 11 between 4 and 6 hours, and then the other 4 between 7 and 9. So 15 of my 19 were between 4 and 9 on that, okay? So y'all, you'll take this data, and then let me share the screen with the instructions. And it just wants you to write a little bit about your study. Um, so like mine, how could I extend my study? Well, and something I could look at on mine that I didn't look at before is out of all these hours that y'all are studying, who's working a full-time job versus who's not working? Are my people that are working full-time doing less hours because they don't have as many hours to do their work? So, stuff like that, I could extend it. Okay. Um, and see, I was telling y'all about be sure to include information on any possible outliers and how they could have affected the results. Well, y'all, that 20 that I had, that was pulling my data up quite a bit for one person's hours. And I showed you how that caused my average to go from like 5 something all the way almost up to 7 something, okay? And y'all, like I said, I'm not real picky. I just want y'all to sort of practice around with this. Go through it and analyze that data, okay? So let me go back to Excel. Um, and y'all, that's the main thing, is coming up with all this data right in here. And notice the easiest thing over here to do when you want to sort that data in the numerical order, I went to the home screen, and then over here to the right side where that AZ is, I clicked on the AZ. So I can either go from largest to smallest, and then always put it on continue with my current selection. So now it's going from 20 down, okay? So that little AZ is putting stuff in order. Because if you notice when I started, I had my data like 2, 6. I wasn't in order here, okay? All right, y'all, let me see. So y'all, that's the main thing on this. Like I said, to do my charts, just highlight stuff and go to the insert tab up here and then go to your charts. It's pretty cool on here because you can do 3D charts. You can do a 3D pie chart. And it's pretty much the same thing, but it's 3D. So it's whatever you want to do to yours to make it look good for you, okay? So we're not real picky on it. Um, but I just wanted you to sort of have fun with the statistics, okay? All righty, y'all. So I will definitely send that out later so that y'all have the whole video on how to find everything on that, okay? Um, I'm going to take these all the way up till Sunday night. Now, if you're late a day or two, that's cool. But remember one thing, Thursday, August the 1st is our last day of having Math Lab open, okay? So we gotta finish out this week, and then next week, I'm gonna use I'll probably use my Monday, Wednesday to get y'all ready for the final exam, okay? And then y'all got one small test coming up over 8 and 9. So that'll be your second test, and then your final exam will be the third test, okay? Y'all is winding down. Y'all are on the 9th week out of 10 now, okay? Oh, y'all, hang on, let me make sure I got everybody, okay? All right. So y'all got any questions? All right, y'all. So Wednesday, I'll try to go over anything from this week that might be tricky to cover. So what's this week? This chapter 9 stuff, I think it is. So I'll go through that. And if nothing else, I'll probably start going over the 8 and 9 test. Okay. All righty, y'all. So any questions? So let me see if my chat's got anything. All righty, y'all. So that's really all I got. So if y'all don't have any questions, I will let y'all go and see y'all on Wednesday at 3.
Thank you.
All right, you have a good one.